Introduction. You are the frequency, a journey to alignment, energy, and inner peace. Pause. Breathe. Gently, fully with presence. Now, imagine this. Your entire life, every moment, every breath, every heartbeat is not random. It's not chaotic. It's not accidental. It's vibrational. Your thoughts have a tone. Your emotions have a rhythm. Your choices echo. Your very presence sends a signal. You are not simply in the universe. The universe is vibrating through you. You are a field of energy, a symphony of frequencies, constantly broadcasting who you are, even when you say nothing, even when you feel lost, even when you forget. But what if you remembered? What if you tuned in so clearly, so deliberately, that your very existence became a kind of music, a kind of healing? What if your life was less about what you do and more about the energy you do it with? This is not fantasy. This is frequency. And you are about to remember who you really are. Chapter 1. Everything is vibration. Let us begin where all things begin, not with form, but with frequency. Science tells us that at the most fundamental level, everything in the universe is energy. Everything, the stars, your body, your memories, the silence between your thoughts, is vibrating. This is not metaphor. It's physics. And if you understand this, even just a little, you begin to realize you're not a solid thing. You're not a label. You are movement. You are energy in motion. You are vibration. The frequency of your emotions. Every feeling has a frequency. Shame vibrates low and heavy. Fear contracts the body and closes the field. Anger burns, sharp and erratic. Courage begins to lift. Acceptance opens space. And love is expansive, radiant, coherent. Your emotions aren't random. They're signals. They are messengers of alignment or misalignment. When you feel joy, when you feel awe, when you feel grateful for no reason at all, your vibration rises. And as your vibration rises, the world begins to reflect it. Not magically, but resonantly. Because like attracts like, not as a cliche, but as a law of energy. Nothing is solid. If you were to look at your hand under a powerful enough microscope, you'd see space. You'd see particles moving, vibrating, communicating. The illusion of solidity is a trick of the senses. Reality is not as fixed as it seems. It's fluid, responsive, mutable. And your thoughts, your words, your beliefs, they don't just describe reality. They shape it. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a transmitter, a tuner, a creator. Thoughts tune. Emotions amplify. If thoughts are the frequency dial, then emotions are the volume knob. You might be thinking peace, but if you're feeling resentment, you're still broadcasting that lower tone. You might say you're fine, but your energy doesn't lie. You might wear a smile, but your field still whispers the truth. Energy is honest. It cannot be faked. It doesn't respond to words. It responds to resonance. Vibration is the blueprint of reality. This is why some people enter a room and immediately change the atmosphere. Why some music lifts your mood in seconds. Why the presence of a calm person can slow your breath. Because vibration is contagious. You're always feeling it. In your body, in your gut, in the energy of space. What you feel is real. Your intuition is not irrational. It's intelligent energy perception. Frequency is direction. Here's something most people never learn. Your energy is more important than your plan. You could take the perfect action from a low frequency and watch it fall apart. You could say all the right things with the wrong vibration and feel unheard. But when you act from alignment, when your energy is clear, honest, centered, even the smallest step becomes magnetic. The path becomes visible. The people show up. The timing aligns, not because you forced it, but because your field became coherent. The practice of vibrational awareness. From this moment forward, your most important spiritual tool will not be perfection. It will be awareness. How am I feeling right now? What am I emitting? With my thoughts, my tone, my presence. Is this the frequency I choose to live in? And if it isn't, breathe. Choose again. You always can. That's the grace of energy. It's not fixed. It's fluid. It's forgiving. And it's always listening. You are already tuning. Right now, in this moment, whether you know it or not, you are tuning to something. To fear or to love. To scarcity or abundance. To anxiety or peace. The invitation is simple. Become aware and choose what you wish to vibrate. Because your frequency becomes your life signature. And the more aligned that frequency is, the more alive you feel. Not because life gets easier, but because you stop fighting your own energy. You stop resisting who you really are. You are vibration. You are frequency. You are a living, breathing signal. Not just receiving reality, but shaping it. When you remember this, when you live from this, you begin to rewrite the entire rhythm of your life. And from that place, we begin. Chapter 2, the energy body, your internal field of power. Pause for a moment. Place your hand gently over your chest. Breathe in slowly. And listen, not with your ears, but with your awareness. There's something there, not just flesh and bone, but energy, alive, intelligent, moving. This is your energy body, and it is the field of power behind everything you do, feel, attract, and become. More than flesh, more than mind. You are not just a physical body. You are not just a mind that thinks. You are an energetic system, a field of vibration in constant exchange with your environment. Your joy expands this field. Your fear constricts it. Your thoughts imprint it. Your emotions charge it. Everything you experience is filtered through this energetic field, whether you're aware of it or not. Layers of the energy body. Spiritual traditions and modern science alike have described the multi-layered nature of the human energy system. 1. The physical body, dense, visible, tangible. 2. The etheric body, blueprint of life force. 3. The emotional body, vibrating with every feeling. 4. The mental body, swirling with thoughts and beliefs. 5. The spiritual body, vast, timeless, connected. These layers overlap and inform each other. When your mental energy is chaotic, your emotional field follows. When your emotions are heavy, your body feels sluggish. But when all levels are aligned, you become powerful, magnetic, clear, coherent. Chakras, the tuning centers. At the core of your energy system lie the chakras, spinning vortexes of light and frequency aligned along the spine. Each one governs an aspect of your being. These are not fantasy, they are frequencies. And when blocked, you feel it as fatigue, confusion, repression, disconnect. When aligned, you feel whole. You feel home. Your body is a battery. Each thought you think, each emotion you feel, either charges or drains your energy body. Gossip, comparison, self-doubt, drain. Gratitude, creativity, truth, Charge. You don't need to understand every chakra. You don't need to memorize ancient diagrams. You only need to start listening inward. Your body tells the truth. Tight chest, stomach in knots, throat closed. These are not random symptoms. They are vibrational cues. Your energy is speaking. Are you listening? Breath, the bridge between worlds. Your breath is the thread connecting your body, your mind, and your soul. It is the remote control of your nervous system and your energy field. Shallow breathing keeps you in survival. Deep, conscious breathing invites expansion. Try it now. Inhale slowly through your nose. Hold. Exhale even more slowly. Do it again. Feel what changes. That is energy regulation in real time. Practices that align the field. You don't need to move to the mountains or live in silence. You need simple, sacred routines to care for your energetic hygiene. Here are practices that clear, center, and align your field. Grounding, walk barefoot. Touch a tree. Feel the earth. Cleansing, use water intentionally. Bathe with awareness. Sound, play healing frequencies, 432 Hz, 528 Hz. Chant or hum. Stillness, sit in silence. Not to achieve, but to attune. Breath work. Just 5 conscious breaths can reset your field. Your energy doesn't need perfection. It needs presence. It needs your attention. Signs of energy blockage. Sometimes you'll know something is off, not because of external chaos, but because your field is misaligned. Common signs include feeling drained without cause, emotional overreactions, disconnection from joy, irritability, confusion, indecision, repeating patterns you thought you healed. These are not failures. They are flags. They are invitations back to alignment. You are the keeper of your field. No one else can calibrate your energy. Not your partner, not your parents, not your career. Only you. This is not a burden. It's a privilege. It's freedom. Because once you learn to feel and tend to your field, you begin to master your life. Not through control, but through resonance. Your energy body is always speaking. It is the compass, the antenna, the real you. And as you learn to sense it, care for it, align it, you begin to realize you are not lost. You are simply out of tune. Now, you are learning to listen again, to calibrate, to return to your natural rhythm. And when you do, you don't just change how you feel. You change how the world responds to you. Chapter 3. Consciousness is frequency. There is a space within you, deeper than your thoughts, quieter than your voice, more still than your breath. That space is consciousness. It is not something you acquire. It is what you already are. Beneath the noise, beneath the roles, beneath the stories. And consciousness is frequency. Thoughts are not just thoughts. Every thought you think isn't just a string of words. It is a wave of energy, a vibration with a tone. Loving thoughts generate a high, coherent signal. Fearful thoughts distort the field. Judgment fractures alignment. Gratitude harmonizes your inner music. You are not a victim of your thinking. You are the observer, the witness, the tuner. Awareness tunes reality. Whatever you give your attention to, you feed with energy. This is not wishful thinking. This is energetic law. But when you focus on problems, you amplify them. When you center yourself in gratitude, solutions arise. But when you obsess over lack, you shrink your field. When you celebrate small abundance, you expand it. What you focus on grows. Because attention is not passive. It is creative. The levels of consciousness are levels of vibration. Imagine consciousness as a spectrum of frequency. Where are you living most of the time? Not your words. Your frequency. This is not a judgment. It's an invitation. Emotional awareness is energetic mastery. Emotions are the voice of consciousness in motion. When you feel frustration, sadness, longing, don't label it as bad. Ask instead, what is this emotion trying to realign? What frequency is this inviting me into? Because feelings are not failures. They are frequency guides. Feel fully. Feel honestly. Feel consciously. That is the gateway to vibrational healing. Consciousness creates the field. Here's the secret most people miss. You're not just experiencing your reality. You're transmitting it. Every room you walk into, you're contributing to its tone. Every conversation, your presence shapes its flow. Every choice you make, it carries an energetic residue. You are not separate from the field. You are the field. So the question isn't, what should I do today? The question is, what frequency am I living from? Intention is consciousness with direction. Intention is not a goal. It is focused vibration. It says to the universe, this is the tone I choose. This is the space I wish to inhabit. This is who I am becoming now. Try this in the morning. Sit in silence. Ask, what frequency do I wish to embody today? Let a word rise. Peace, strength, joy, presence. Breathe it in. Alive from there. Your life will begin to organize itself around your vibration. External circumstances don't define you. Your signal does. Many people live backwards, waiting for the outer world to change so they can feel better on the inside. But that's not how frequency works. Your inner signal creates your outer resonance. When you shift your frequency, people respond differently. Opportunities feel drawn to you. Time flows more smoothly. You don't push, you attract. Because life doesn't respond to your hustle. It responds to your coherence. Shifting states of consciousness. You can change your consciousness in any moment. Try it now. Close your eyes. Bring awareness to your breath. Slow it. Notice your body. Say silently, I choose peace. Feel what happens. That shift. That's consciousness becoming vibration. And that vibration becoming reality. Signs you're out of alignment. Even the most aligned person will fall out of tune. What matters is how quickly you return. Common signals you've dropped your frequency. You feel reactive or rushed. You're craving validation. You're disconnected from joy. You're looping on thoughts that don't serve you. These are not problems. They are pings. Invitations. Come back to yourself. Tools to recenter consciousness. When you feel off, return with stillness. Even 2 minutes in silence recalibrates your field. Gratitude. Name 3 things right now that feel real and good. Breath. Inhale calm. Exhale resistance. Presence. Touch something real. Your hand, the floor, your heart. Reframing. Shift your lens. What is this moment teaching me? Remember, you don't have to fix the whole story. Just shift the frequency of this breath. Your consciousness is not a bystander. It is the conductor of your frequency. And when you become aware, truly aware, you become powerful. Not because you control life, but because you become so attuned that life begins to move with you, not against you. You're not your thoughts. You are the one who can shift them. You are not your past. You are the one vibrating into your next becoming. You are the awareness. You are the frequency. And you are free to choose, moment by moment, how you resonate. Chapter 4. The frequency of emotion. Close your eyes for a moment and take a breath. What are you feeling right now? Truly, gently, underneath the surface. Not what you think, but what you feel. That subtle wave in your chest. That flicker in your belly. That tightening in your throat. Emotion. It is not weakness. It is not distraction. It is frequency in motion. Energy. Moving. Guiding. Teaching. You are not made to suppress. You are made to feel fully, consciously, with reverence. Emotion is energy in motion. The word emotion comes from the Latin emovere, to move out. Emotions are not stagnant. They are currents. They are living vibrations designed to flow through you, not stay inside. When blocked, they fester. When ignored, they harden. But when welcomed, they heal. They awaken. They elevate. Each emotion has its own tone, its own rhythm, its own gift. The lower frequencies, not bad but dense. Some emotions feel heavy. Shame, guilt, fear, grief, anger. These are often labeled negative, but in truth, they are simply dense vibrations. They are not to be feared. They are to be honored, because they carry messages. Shame says, I believe I am not enough. Fear says, I need safety. Anger says, a boundary was crossed. Grief says, something meaningful was lost. When you listen to these voices with love, you give them room to dissolve. And what was once density becomes light. The frequencies that lift. Other emotions. Courage. Forgiveness. Compassion. Joy. A love. These are the tones of expansion. They stretch your field. They soften the ego. They restore the nervous system. They remind you, this is who I really am. These are not better. They are simply lighter, more coherent. And they become more accessible the more honestly you move through the dance. Emotions are not the enemy. Suppression is. It is not sadness that dims your light. It is pretending you're not sad. It is not anger that causes harm. It is repressing it until it explodes. You are not designed to be emotionally numb. You are designed to be emotionally intelligent. Emotional mastery is not feeling good all the time. It is feeling everything, with awareness, with grace, with truth, a sacred practice, feeling with full presence. When an emotion arises, try this. 1. Pause. Don't run from it. Don't distract. Don't judge. 2. Breathe. Into the heart. Into the belly. Wherever it lives. 3. Name it. I feel sadness. I feel frustration. I feel joy. 4. Validate it. It's okay to feel this. It's human. It's wise. 5. Let it move. Tears. Shivers. Breath. Sound. Stillness. Emotions are sacred data. They arise to be met, not fixed. Your emotional field is a compass. Throughout the day, you are constantly receiving emotional signals. Expansion or contraction, ease or resistance, flow or friction. This is your emotional navigation system. And when you learn to trust it, you begin to move in tune with your soul, not from logic, but from resonance. Transmutation, turning feeling into frequency. When you fully feel an emotion, you create space for transmutation, the shift of dense energy into a higher frequency. Try it. Take grief and breathe love into it. Take frustration and move it through dance. Take fear and speak to it like a child needing comfort. You're not denying emotion. You're transforming it with presence, with softness, with power. Repressed emotions echo until they're felt. Unfelt emotion doesn't vanish. It becomes tension in your shoulders. It becomes fatigue in your bones. It becomes patterns in your relationships. Your body holds the vibration of every feeling you've tried to suppress. But here's the gift. Your body is always willing to release. The moment you choose to listen, to honor, to feel. The emotional rituals that support healing. Emotion moves best when ritual is involved. Here are gentle ways to create emotional freedom. Daily check-ins. What am I feeling right now? Emotion journaling. Write freely, no editing. Healing music. Let sound guide and soothe the body. Crying consciously. Let tears cleanse. They are holy water. Movement. Stretch, walk, sway. Anything to invite release. Sound. Humming, sighing, toning. The throat is a portal for clearing. There's no one way. There is only your way. And it begins with permission. You are not too emotional. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are a being of deep feeling and sacred frequency. Your emotions are not detours. They are pathways into healing, into presence, into power. Feel, not to be consumed, but to be cleansed, to return. Because in every emotion, when held with love, is a vibration that can awaken your truth. And from that place, you begin to rise. Chapter 5. Tuning your personal frequency. Every day, from the moment you wake up, you are tuning. You are choosing, whether unconsciously or with deep intention, how you vibrate, how you move, how you become. And the truth is this: you are not at the mercy of the world around you. You are a sovereign being of light and vibration, and your personal frequency is yours to shape. Frequency is a daily choice. You don't stumble into peace. You don't accidentally feel powerful, joyful, grounded. These are frequencies you cultivate. You don't need to earn them, but you must align with them. Peace is a frequency. Empowerment is a frequency. Love, creativity, joy, clarity, all frequencies. You are not waiting for them to arrive. You are tuning to them. Right here, right now. Your morning is your blueprint. How you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. So before you reach for your phone, reach for your frequency. Ask yourself gently, what energy do I wish to embody today? How do I want to feel? Not later, but now. Let a single word arise. Maybe it's peace, clarity, courage, lightness. Breathe that word into your body. Feel it settle. Let it become your energetic compass. The power of micro-rituals. You don't need elaborate spiritual routines to stay aligned. You need moments of return, sprinkled through your day. These moments act as tuning forks for your field. One deep breath before speaking. A pause before responding. A moment of gratitude before eating. A gentle reminder, I choose presence. These are frequency checkpoints, tiny anchors, subtle alignments, and they change everything. High-frequency work, no matter the task. Your job may not be your soul's deepest calling, and that's okay. You don't need the perfect career to live in alignment. You only need to bring your highest frequency to whatever space you're in. Listen deeply. Speak kindly. Hold boundaries with grace. Do your work with integrity, even if no one sees. Energy is never wasted. Even invisible acts done in alignment. Build power in the field, creating your life with energy first. If you're building a dream, don't just visualize the outcome. Visualize the feeling. Ask yourself, what frequency does this dream carry? How can I embody that frequency today, even in a small way? This is how you collapse timelines. This is how you magnetize the future into the vibration of your present. The dream is not a destination. It's a frequency to be lived now. Relationships as reflections of frequency. Lead with energy, not force, not control, not pressure. Stay in your alignment. Speak from love. Listen with presence. Release with peace. Let your energy teach people how to treat you, not through words, but through resonance. Some people will rise to meet your vibration. Others will fall away. Let them. Your job is not to hold on. Your job is to hold truth. Your space is a vibrational container. Your home, your car, your desk, your digital life. Everything you touch either elevates or dilutes your frequency. Declutter not for aesthetics, but for clarity. Open windows to circulate energy. Burn sage or Palo Santo with intention. Play healing music to uplift the field. Bless your space with your presence. Say aloud, this space is a sanctuary. It holds peace. It holds love. It holds me. Your body, the vessel of your frequency. Your body is not just a physical machine. It is a living antenna, broadcasting the frequency of your soul. Honor it. Move it with care, not punishment. Feed it with presence, not numbness. Hydrate it as ritual. Rest without guilt. The clearer your body feels, the clearer your signal becomes. When you fall out of tune, you will fall out of tune. It's part of being human. What matters is how quickly you return. When you feel low, reactive, drained, pause. Ask, what frequency am I in right now? What pulled me here? What frequency do I choose instead? Then take one small action. A walk, a song, a breath, a sip of water, a few words of self-compassion. Energy shifts don't need to be dramatic. They only need to be intentional. Your evening, a vibrational reset. As the day ends, reflect, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Where did I feel aligned today? What did I contract? What did I learn about my frequency? Then let it go. Release the day like an exhale. Choose your sleep frequency. Peace, gratitude, trust, light. Let healing frequencies play as you drift. Let your subconscious recalibrate. Let your field rest in wholeness. Your frequency is not an accident. It's not random. It's not something life chooses for you. It's something you create moment by moment. With every breath, every choice, every thought, every act of alignment, every return to truth. So design your days, not just around productivity, but around presence. Shape your life, not just around goals, but around energy. Let your lifestyle become your light. Chapter 6, Healing Frequencies, Sound, Light, and Vibrational Medicine. Sometimes healing doesn't come through words. It comes through vibration, a tone, a light, a silence so deep it reorganizes your entire being. Because beneath the stories, beneath the thoughts, beneath the healing techniques and spiritual language, you are, and have always been, energy. And when that energy falls out of tune, you don't need to fix yourself. You simply need to retune. Sound, the original healer. Before you spoke, you vibrated. Before you thought, you hummed. Before you understood language, you were moved by sound. Sound bypasses the mind. It travels through the skin, through the cells, through the water in your body. It reorganizes what words cannot reach. A single tone can calm your nervous system. A melody can release tears you didn't know you were holding. A chant can open a part of you that has been closed for years. Sound is sacred because it is frequency made audible. Healing frequencies to explore. 432 Hertz, the natural resonance of the universe, brings balance, connection, presence. 528 Hz, often called the miracle tone, associated with DNA repair, love, and transformation. 639 Hz, supports connection in relationships and communication. 852 Hz, awakens inner intuition and spiritual alignment. You don't need to understand the science. You only need to listen with presence. Let the tones move through you. Let them clear what words cannot. Tools of sound healing. Tuning forks calibrate specific parts of the body or energy field. Tibetan bowls, deep, grounding vibrations that settle the spirit. Crystal singing bowls, pure tones that align with chakra frequencies. Drums, ancient, rhythmic, grounding and activating. Voice. Your own voice is the most intimate healing tool you have. You don't need to sing beautifully. You only need to tone intentionally. Hum, chant, whisper truth. Let sound become your medicine. Light and color. Frequencies made visible. Just as sound carries frequency through the ears, light carries frequency through the eyes and into the soul. Every color you see is a wavelength, a vibration, a message. Red grounds, orange opens, yellow empowers, a green heals, blue speaks, indigo perceives, violet transcends. You can bathe in these vibrations through color meditation, light therapy, candles, crystals, art, clothing chosen by energetic intention. Your aura responds to what surrounds you. Use light with awareness. The sun, the ultimate light medicine. Every morning, the sun rises with codes for you, not metaphorically, energetically. The first light of the day resets your circadian rhythm. Morning sunlight boosts serotonin, your joy hormone. It charges your field, especially through the eyes, skin, and pineal gland. Go outside, even for 5 minutes. Let the sun reformat your frequency. It's free. It's ancient. It's always waiting. Water, a vibrational conductor. You are made of water. Water listens. Dr. Masaru Emoto showed that water responds to thought, word, and intention, forming beautiful or distorted crystals depending on the energy it receives. So bless your water. Speak into it. Hold it with gratitude. Infuse it with light. Drink not just for hydration, but for alignment. You are not just consuming water. You are communing with frequency. Energy medicine, ancient and modern. Cultures across time have known. What modern science is now beginning to confirm. The body is an energetic system, and when that system is blocked, imbalanced, or undercharged, healing cannot occur fully, no matter how much you try. Enter vibrational modalities. Reiki, hands-on energy transmission to restore flow and balance. Acupuncture unlocks energy lines, meridians, to awaken life force, chi. Craniosacral therapy, gentle holding that unwinds stored trauma. Biofield tuning, sound-based alignment of the energetic body. EMF harmonizing tools, protect and stabilize your energetic space from modern stressors. These are not alternative. They are fundamental, because energy is where healing begins. Your environment is vibrational medicine. Everything around you is either lifting your frequency or leaking it. So make your world a healing temple. Keep spaces clean and intentional. Use essential oils, flowers, natural materials. Listen to nature sounds. Let silence be your teacher. You don't need to escape life to heal. You need to infuse life with vibration. A daily frequency alignment ritual. Try this each morning or night. 1. Sit in stillness. 2. Breathe deeply. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 6. 3. Play healing tones or hum gently. 4. Visualize light entering your body. Golden, soft, wise. 5. Speak aloud. I am returning to coherence. I choose peace. I honor the signal of my soul. 6. Smile, even gently. 7. Bow inward in thanks. Let the practice be simple. Let it be real. Let it be vibrational. You are a tuning instrument. You are sound and silence. You are light and shadow. You are a field of frequency waiting to be remembered. Healing doesn't always come through thought. It often comes through tone, through color, through presence, through energy. So surround yourself with the sacred. Bathe in vibration. Let your body relearn what your soul already knows. You were never broken, only out of tune. Now, you are remembering the song. Chapter 7. Spiritual Alignment. Living as frequency. What if alignment wasn't something you achieved? What if it wasn't a peak moment, a goal, or a destination? What if alignment is simply the return to your natural rhythm, the frequency of who you truly are? Beneath the noise, beneath the striving, to be spiritually aligned is not to be perfect. It is to be present. It is to be true. It is to be in tune with your soul's resonance, even when the world is loud. Alignment is a frequency, not an idea. Many chase spiritual alignment as if it's something to gain through rituals, books, achievements, or validation. But alignment is not a badge you earn. It's a vibration you live. You know it by how it feels. Light in the chest, grounded in the body, clear in the mind, open in the heart. When you are aligned, you are available to truth, to grace, to intuition, to guidance. How do you know when you're out of tune? You may still be doing spiritual things, but inside you'll feel tightness, over-efforting, a subtle disconnection, a sense of pushing instead of flowing, a hunger for external signs rather than internal peace. These are not failures. They are gentle knocks from your inner compass. Come back. Return. Tune in. Alignment is presence plus integrity. True spiritual alignment happens when your thoughts align with your words, your actions align with your truth, your energy aligns with your values. This coherence creates magnetism. You don't have to force or convince. You become a natural conductor of trust, clarity, and peace. People won't know why they feel safe around you. They'll just know they do, because your energy is consistent. Spiritual alignment is fluid, not fixed. You are not meant to stay aligned at all times. You are meant to realign as often as needed. Like tuning an instrument before a sacred concert. You pause, you listen, you breathe, you adjust. That pause, that breath, that return, that is the practice. That is the prayer. That is the path. Flow is the fruit of alignment. When you are spiritually aligned, decisions come with clarity. Synchronicities appear. You feel guided rather than pressured. There is a softness, even in effort. Time bends in your favor. This is not magic. This is energetic coherence. You are not lucky. You are aligned, and the universe responds accordingly. Living as frequency means living from within. Spiritual alignment begins not with action, but with attunement. Before you speak, move, or choose, check in. Is this coming from fear or truth? Is this honoring my energy or draining it? Is this in resonance with my soul or reaction from the mind? The more you live from within, the more natural your decisions become. You begin to recognize the feeling of alignment, like a tuning fork ringing clearly in your chest. When the world pulls you away, there will be days when you forget, when life gets noisy, when others' energy pulls you from your center. Let it be what it is. And then, gently, without shame, return. Breathe. Place your hand on your heart. Whisper, "I remember who I am," and feel the vibration shift. This is not about avoiding discomfort. It's about moving through it with awareness. With soul, alignment is felt, not proven. You don't need to convince anyone of your path. You don't need to document every sacred moment. You don't need approval for your inner truth. Let your life speak in how you listen, how you show up, how you love, how you rest, how you walk away from what no longer resonates. Your alignment will be recognized by those who are listening with energy, not ego. Practices to cultivate spiritual alignment. These are not commandments. They are invitations. Begin the day with stillness, not screens. Speak to your soul in the mirror, even for 30 seconds. Eat in reverence, not rush. Walk slowly at least once a day, in nature or simply in presence. Listen to healing frequencies as background to your life. Write to your higher self and let it answer. Make joy a sacred practice, not a reward. Let your life become a quiet ceremony of truth. Alignment is your natural state. You don't have to force it. You only have to remove what distorts it. The thought that you're not enough. The habit of overdoing. The fear of being fully seen. Let go, not to be better, but to return home. To you, the aligned self is already within you, waiting not to be built, but to be remembered. You are not separate from the divine. You are not broken or behind. You are a living, breathing field of light and truth. To live spiritually aligned is not to float above the world, but to walk it with depth, clarity, and purpose. It is not about being impressive. It is about being authentic. It is about letting your vibration speak louder than your voice. And in that, you become medicine. You become the prayer. You become the path. Chapter 8. Integrating a vibrational lifestyle. Spirituality is not something you visit. It is not something you escape to. It is not a retreat you take once a year. Spirituality is how you walk, how you breathe, how you open the refrigerator, how you speak when you're tired, how you show up to your life when no one is watching. This chapter is not about theory. It's about transmission, about weaving your chosen frequency into the fabric of your ordinary, until your entire life vibrates in harmony with your soul. Start where you wake. Your lifestyle is a mirror of your vibration. So begin with the first moment of your day, before the phone, before the rush, before the world claims your attention. Claim your frequency. Ask yourself, what energy do I want to live in today? How can I embody it before I speak a word? Breathe that feeling into your body. Let it shape your posture, your eyes, your pace. Let it shape you. Rituals over routines. Routine is mechanical. Ritual is intentional. A cup of tea can be a transaction or a blessing. A shower can be a checklist or a cleansing. A walk can be a distraction or a prayer. You don't need to do more. You need to do it differently. Infuse what you already do with presence, with awareness, with reverence. That is the shift. Your calendar is a vibrational blueprint. Look at your week. Is it full of alignment or obligation? Ask, what am I saying yes to that shrinks me? Where can I create space for breath, for joy, for restoration? Does my schedule reflect my soul's rhythm or the world's pressure? Then, one step at a time, design your life to hold your highest frequency. Time isn't just something you spend. It's something you vibrate through. Your home is your energetic temple. You don't need a bigger house. You need a clearer space. What surrounds you surround your field. So walk through your home with fresh eyes. Clear clutter that holds stagnant energy. Open windows. Let light enter. Burn herbs with prayer. Place objects that inspire you where you can see and feel them. Create a corner, even a shelf, that is your altar of intention. Let your home whisper to you, you are safe, you are supported, you are seen. Eat the frequency you want to live in. Food is not just fuel, it is frequency, it is memory, it is information. Ask before eating, is this meal coming from love or habit? Will this food bring clarity or confusion? Is it alive or just full? When you bless your food, you bless your body. And when you bless your body, you bless the vessel of your frequency. Speak as a tuning fork. Words are not neutral. They shape your field. They ripple through others. They create your atmosphere. So speak from alignment. Even when it's quiet, even when it's small, speak kindly. Speak truthfully. Speak slowly, with awareness of vibration. Every word you say either amplifies your field or fractures it. Let your voice become a tuning fork for coherence. Relationships are energy exchanges. You are not responsible for others' vibrations, but you are responsible for what you allow to dwell in your field. Ask, does this connection nourish or deplete? Do I feel seen, or do I shrink to be accepted? Can I stay in alignment while loving this person? Boundaries are not rejection. They are resonance protectors. You do not have to fight to prove your worth. Your energy already speaks, and those meant to walk with you will hear it. Your digital life holds frequency. Your phone is a portal. Every scroll, every post, every click is either raising or lowering your field. Audit your digital space like you would your physical home. Unfollow what disturbs your nervous system. Curate what reflects your truth. Turn off what drains. Use technology as a tool, not as your tether. Protect your attention. It is your energetic currency. Rest is sacred reset. You are not here to be productive. You are here to be present. And sometimes, presence means stillness. Nap without guilt. Rest when you are tired, not when it's convenient. Step away before you burn out. You are a vessel of light, and even the brightest flame needs to be tended, not burned. Let your rest be an act of alignment. Your frequency is felt more than your effort. You don't have to prove you're spiritual. You don't have to do more to be valid. You don't have to earn your place. When your life is in resonance, your presence does the work. The space you hold becomes healing. The way you listen becomes transformation. The energy you embody becomes your offering. No one may ever say it out loud, but they'll feel it. Because vibration doesn't need explanation. Begin small, begin now. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You only need to shift one thing, one thought, one breath, one room, one word, one meal, one boundary. Small shifts done consistently create a life that hums with wholeness. A vibrational lifestyle is not aesthetic. It's not performance. It's not trend. It is devotion. It is remembrance. It is the art of living in soulful coherence with who you truly are. Let your days be rituals. Let your choices be prayers. Let your presence be the temple. Let your life be the frequency of your becoming. Chapter 9. The frequency of legacy. When your voice is quiet, when your name is no longer trending, when your actions fade into memory, what remains? Not the titles, not the trophies, not the digital footprint. What remains is the frequency you lived in. Your legacy is not something you leave after you die. It's something you build every time you walk into a room, every time you choose presence over performance, every time you love, even when no one is watching. Energy is what we remember. You remember people not just by what they did, but by how they made you feel. You remember the ones who held space when you were lost, the ones who smiled from their eyes, the ones who didn't try to fix you, but just stood with you. That's legacy, and you're already creating it. In every interaction, every message, every small gesture of care, you are always transmitting. Whether you know or not, you are always sending a signal. Every room you enter, you are shaping the field. When you choose calm in chaos, you leave peace. When you lead with kindness, you leave healing. When you honor your truth, you give permission for others to do the same. You don't have to change the world. You just have to be the vibration that heals it. Legacy is found in the little. We often think legacy is built in grand achievements, but energy whispers in the subtleties. The softness in your voice when someone is hurting, the way you speak to yourself when you make a mistake, the generosity of your listening, the presence you bring to a task no one will ever thank you for. These are the threads of light that outlive your timeline. Because frequency doesn't die, it ripples. You are a frequency carrier. You are the culmination of every ancestor who came before you. But you are not here to repeat them. You are here to liberate what was trapped, to amplify what was wise, and to transmit a new tone forward. Your personal healing is a gift to the collective. Your coherence is ancestral medicine. You are not just healing yourself. You are shifting timelines. What frequency will you leave behind? Ask yourself, when people leave my presence, what do they feel? What emotional residue do I offer? What tone would I want my life to sing if it were a note held in the air? Your answer is not a slogan. It's a daily choice. You don't have to declare it loudly. You have to live it humbly. The path of silent leadership. You don't need followers to be a guide. You don't need a stage to transmit light. The way you move through the world, with honesty, dignity, humility, is leadership. Those around you will shift, not because you told them to, but because they felt your field. This is legacy through vibration. Live so your energy speaks when you're gone. Let your life say, I lived with integrity. I was kind when it was inconvenient. I told the truth gently. I made space for beauty in the ordinary. You may never know who you healed, simply by being you, but your frequency will live on, in stories whispered, in breaths steadied, in hearts opened. Closing ceremony, your living legacy. Let us close this chapter, this journey, this remembering, not with an ending, but with a beginning, a vow, a choice, a tone you carry forward. Take a moment, place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, say silently or aloud, I am the frequency of love. I am the resonance of truth. I am the echo of healing, and I leave light wherever I go. Let this be your legacy, not someday but now, in each step, in each breath, in each moment of beautiful, radiant, honest alignment. You've remembered your rhythm, you've returned to your resonance, and now you are ready to live it. Let your vibration lead. Let your life hum with presence. Let your energy become a sanctuary for others. Because in the end, your frequency is enough. Your presence is a gift, and your soul knows the way home. Chapter 10. The Power of Silence. The Frequency of Stillness. Close your eyes. Listen to what's beneath the noise. That space, that quiet hum beneath your thoughts. That is not emptiness. It is presence. It is source. It is vibration in its most pure and receptive state. Silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of the infinite. Silence is a portal, not a void. In a world that glorifies constant noise, action, and speed, silence is often misunderstood, even feared. But silence is not lack. It is life, undisturbed. In silence, your nervous system recalibrates. Your energy field rebalances. Your thoughts soften. Your soul speaks. You do not need to fill every gap. Sometimes the gap is the message. Stillness has its own frequency. Stillness is not static. It is movement in slow motion. It is resonance without resistance. When you sit in stillness, you amplify your intuition. You become sensitive to the subtleties of life. You begin to feel the energy beneath people's words. You return to your core frequency. Stillness is the place where clarity is born, not from thinking harder, but from listening deeper. Silence cleanses mental and emotional noise. Silence acts like a tuning fork. It clears distortion. It makes space for wisdom. Imagine, each thought is a ripple on the surface of water. In silence, the surface becomes still. Only then can you see what lies beneath. Silence doesn't erase emotion. It reveals what's ready to be felt, and then released. This is why silence heals. It allows the soul to complete its own sentences. Practicing the frequency of stillness. You don't need hours of meditation. You need moments of sacred pause throughout your day. Try this. Sit for 3 minutes with no agenda. Place your awareness in your heart. Listen to the space between your breaths. Let silence hold you, without needing to understand anything. Feel what arises, not as a thought, but as a vibration. This is not a technique. It is a return to source. Stillness in the midst of life. You don't need a mountaintop to find silence. You need willingness in the middle of your real, messy, human life. Stillness while washing dishes. Silence in the car before a meeting. Quiet moments in the restroom stall, reclaiming yourself. A breath before answering the phone. Silence is not about isolation. It's about integration. You become the calm within the current, the quiet center in a swirling world, the spirituality of not knowing. Silence teaches surrender. In silence, you stop needing answers. You stop fixing. You stop narrating your experience. You start being with it. And from that sacred stillness, something miraculous happens. You don't collapse. You expand. You start to feel held by something greater than understanding. This is where trust is born, not from control, but from contact with the infinite within. Silence restores coherence. Scientific studies have shown that even 2 minutes of silence can regulate heart rate, reduce cortisol, and enhance mental clarity. But more than that, silence returns you to your natural state of resonance. It's the most subtle, powerful way to align. No apps, no tools, just you, just presence, just the gentle music of your own field, undisturbed. Let silence speak. When was the last time you truly heard yourself? Not your story, not your plan, not your inner critic, but your true voice. The one that whispers, not shouts. The one that says, I'm tired, I'm ready, I remember who I am. That voice lives in silence, and it's waiting for you to stop and listen. Silence is not the end. It is the beginning. It is where vibration begins to take form, where intention becomes manifestation. where soul meets self. If you wish to raise your frequency, you don't always need to do more. Sometimes, you simply need to be still long enough to remember your original tone. Let your silence become a sanctuary. Let your stillness become your signal. Let the quiet within you speak louder than the noise around you. Chapter 11. Shadow as Teacher. Transmuting Lower Vibrations. We often hear, raise your vibration, stay in the light, choose love over fear. But true vibrational mastery is not avoidance. It is not spiritual bypassing. It is the courageous act of feeling what is real, no matter how dense, dark, or hidden. Because what we avoid, we amplify, and what we embrace with awareness, we transmute. What is the shadow? Your shadow is not your enemy. It is not your shame. It is not a flaw. It is the part of you that holds. Your grief that had no place. Your rage that was silenced. Your longing that was dismissed. Your brilliance that was punished. The shadow is not dark because it is evil. It is dark because it was kept in energetic exile. And now, it wants to return home. The vibrational role of shadow. Emotions like fear, anger, jealousy, guilt, they are often labeled low frequency. But frequency is not about good or bad. It's about density and movement. Repressed emotion becomes stagnant. Expressed emotion becomes data. Transmuted emotion becomes power. Your shadow is not here to harm you. It's here to remind you of what's unfinished. And your willingness to turn toward it is your portal to expansion. Transmutation begins with presence. You cannot heal what you refuse to feel. Transmutation is not control. It is not suppression. It is a sacred alchemy. And it begins with one question. Can I be with this without trying to fix it? Just sit. Just breathe. Just allow the emotion to exist like a guest with a message. When you offer it space, its density begins to dissolve into light. How to work with lower vibrations. Let's say you're feeling jealousy. Rather than shaming yourself, sit in stillness. Ask, what does this jealousy want me to know? You may hear, I feel unseen. I feel disconnected from my own worth. Now, breathe compassion into that space. That is vibrational medicine. Repeat this with anger, fear, sadness, guilt. Each has its wisdom. Each is a doorway, not a wall. Shadow work is sacred work. This is not self-indulgence. This is self-liberation. To feel fully is to become spiritually sovereign, because you're no longer ruled by unspoken pain. You're not suppressing. You're integrating. And integrated energy equals coherent frequency. You become whole. You become clear. You become free. Darkness teaches what light cannot. There are things you only learn in the dark. How to sit with your own sorrow without running. How to speak truth without softening it to be accepted. How to hold yourself through shame, fear, and unworthiness. These are not signs of weakness. They are the marks of someone becoming real. The dark is not a mistake. It is the other side of sacred. Practices for shadow integration. 1. Mirror ritual. Sit with a mirror. Look into your own eyes. Say aloud, I see all of you, even the parts I've hidden. You are welcome here. 2. Emotional mapping. When triggered, write down the emotion. Beneath it, ask, what memory does this connect to? Beneath that, ask, what truth is buried here? 3. Movement as release. Dance your anger. Shake your grief. Stomp your fear into the earth. 4. Sound as transmutation. Moan, sigh, hum. Use your voice to move the energy. No judgment, just frequency and motion. What emerges after the shadow? After the tears comes clarity. After the storm, stillness. After the confrontation, intimacy. You begin to trust yourself more because you're no longer afraid of your own depths. You don't just chase the light, you become it because you've passed through the darkness consciously. That is true elevation. That is embodied vibration. Your shadow is not a flaw. It is a forgotten frequency, waiting to be felt, honored, and loved home. When you stop running from your depth, you rise in your fullness, not as someone trying to be spiritual, but as someone who has been tempered by truth. So do not fear the dense places. They are your most fertile ground, and from them, you will bloom into a frequency that is not just high, but whole. Chapter 12. Collective Energy. Holding light in a chaotic world. You don't live in isolation. You live in a field of fields, an intricate dance of emotions, intentions, frequencies. Every city, every family, every room holds a collective energetic tone, and that tone affects you, even if you don't see it, even if you don't name it. This chapter is your invitation to rise as a vibrational stabilizer, to walk through the world not as a sponge, but as a tuning fork. Collective fields are real. Just like individuals emit frequency, so do groups, consciously or unconsciously. Walk into a hospital, and you may feel tension. Step into a temple, and you may feel stillness. Enter a protest, a celebration, a funeral. Each has a distinct energetic imprint. You are not imagining it. You are feeling the collective field, and when you're unaware, you absorb it. But when you're aware, you influence it. How collective chaos affects you. In times of global unrest, cultural anxiety, social instability, you may feel drained without cause, emotionally reactive, disconnected from joy, on edge without knowing why. These are not always your emotions. You may be tuning in to the collective field of fear. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you sensitive. It means your antenna is working, but you must learn to differentiate what's yours from what is moving through the atmosphere, grounding your frequency in uncertain times. You are not here to absorb the chaos. You are here to become the eye of the storm. To do that, you must ground your energy every day. Try this. 1. Stand or sit with both feet on the earth. 2. Visualize your energy descending into the ground like deep roots. 3. Say inwardly or aloud, I am grounded. I am sovereign. I am safe. 4. Feel your field return to your body, your breath, your center. This practice reclaims your energy from the collective web. It reminds you, you belong to your soul, not to the fear around you. Holding light is not passive. To hold light is not to bypass the world's suffering. It is not to ignore pain or float above reality. It is to anchor a new signal so that others can feel it and remember who they are. Holding light means being compassionate without being consumed, staying honest without becoming bitter, listening without losing your own voice, choosing presence when everyone else is reacting. You are not here to be unaffected. You are here to be deeply engaged, without losing your alignment, being a field for others. You felt it before. The person who's calm helps you breathe. The friend whose groundedness stabilizes your chaos. The stranger whose presence reminds you of peace. That can be you. You don't need to fix others. You simply need to become a coherent field and let your frequency do the quiet work. Sometimes the highest service is to sit in the room and hold clear, loving energy. while others find their way. Emotional contagion versus energetic leadership. The nervous system is social. It responds to those around you. This is why one person in fear can shift the mood of a room. But the reverse is also true. One person in clarity can bring others back to truth. Energetic leadership is not about control. It's about resonance. And the more anchored you are in your frequency, the more others will naturally recalibrate to your tone. Practices to stay clear in a noisy world. 1. Daily energy clearing. Use breath, water, or sound to cleanse your field after public exposure. Affirm, I release what is not mine. I return to my true vibration. 2. Discern what you consume. News, media, social content, all carry frequency. Choose what elevates, not agitates. 3. Boundary compassion. Love others without abandoning yourself. Hold presence, not pressure. 4. Nature is reset. Let the earth recalibrate you. Go where the signal is clean, even if just for 10 minutes. Your frequency is global contribution. You don't need to go viral to be impactful. You don't need a title to be a leader. You don't need to fix the world to heal the moment in front of you. Every time you choose love over reaction, speak kindness in a conflict, offer stillness in chaos, protect your joy from the storm, you shift the field for your family, your community, the planet. You become a point of light on a map that the soul of the world can feel. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more tuned hearts, more anchored souls, more beings who know who they are, even when the winds of change howl. So walk gently, walk clearly, walk as a stabilizing force in a world that has forgotten its rhythm. Because when you hold your frequency in love, you hold a doorway open for the rest of the world to step through. Chapter 13. Moon Cycles and Vibrational Seasons. Nature does not rush. The moon is never late. The tide does not apologize for its ebb. Why, then, do you pressure yourself to always be on? To always be clear, energized, productive, inspired? You are not a machine. You are a rhythm, a breathing symphony of light and shadow. And when you align with the cycles of life, you begin to return to your natural frequency. The moon as a mirror of your energy. The moon has long been a sacred guide for human consciousness. Its phases reflect our own inner landscape. Each lunar stage carries a unique vibrational message, an invitation to align, not resist. You don't have to observe these perfectly. You simply need to notice how your body and spirit respond to them, living in rhythm with the moon. Try this simple lunar awareness practice. 1. Look up the moon phase each morning or week. 2. Ask, what is this phase asking of me energetically? 3. Adjust your inner and outer life to match. More rest around the new moon. Bold moves during the waxing phase. Emotional honesty around the full moon. Letting go and slowing down during the waning phase. This isn't superstition. It's energetic ecology. It's the remembering that you are not separate from the cosmos. The seasons of the soul, just as the earth turns through its own cycle. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. So does your energy body. And each season serves you in a different way. Spring, emergence. Energy rises. Ideas bloom. You begin again. Summer, expansion. Confidence, creativity, outward expression. Autumn, reflection. Letting go, releasing identities. Slowing down. Winter, stillness. Going inward, rest. Visioning, recalibration. You may find yourself in a winter season of the soul. even while the world demands summer performance. Honor your timing. Honor your pace. That is how you stay aligned. Energy is not linear, it is spiral. Western culture teaches us to climb. More success, more clarity, more momentum. But vibrational growth is not a ladder. It's a spiral. You will revisit old emotions, old patterns, old wounds. But each time, you're deeper, wiser, more equipped to meet it with grace. What looks like going backward is often a sacred return. Let yourself spiral. Let yourself evolve cyclically. Practices for cyclical alignment. 1. Moon journaling. Write a short reflection during each moon phase. Track how your energy rises, falls, and returns. 2. Seasonal check-ins. Every equinox or solstice ask, what is growing in me? What is falling away? 3. Cycle-based planning. Schedule creativity and rest based on your internal wave, not external pressure. 4. Menstrual cycle awareness. For those who menstruate, map your personal lunar rhythm and adjust accordingly. The more attuned you are to your cycles, the more magnetic your life becomes. Because energy respects coherence. Navigating energetic lows with compassion. There will be times when you can't focus. You feel uninspired. You want to retreat. Your frequency dips. This is not failure. This is your energetic winter. Resisting it only prolongs it. Surrendering to it activates the restoration. Ask yourself, what is this phase teaching me? What if this pause is sacred? Trust that your spring will return, but not if you force it, only if you allow the fallow to do its quiet work. You are a living rhythm. The more you honor your natural wave, the less burnout you feel, the less confused you are, the more grounded you become. You don't need to be high frequency all the time. You need to be in tune with where you truly are. That is what creates trust in your field. That is what makes you vibrationally safe to others. That is what makes you spiritually sustainable. The moon does not apologize for being dark. The tree does not rush to bloom. The earth does not question her timing. So why should you? Let your life spiral. Let your seasons shift. Let your energy rise and fall with grace. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're simply in a phase. And when honored, that phase becomes your most potent frequency of all. Chapter 14. Prayer, Devotion, and the Frequency of the Sacred. There is a sound that does not need words. A light that needs no flame. A truth that echoes before it is spoken. You know it when your heart softens, when your breath slows, when something within you falls to its knees, not out of fear, but out of awe. This is devotion. This is the sacred, and it has a frequency all its own. Prayer as vibration. Prayer is not performance. It is not repetition for approval. It is attunement, a vibrational conversation between your soul and the source that shaped it. Whether you pray with words, tears, silence, music, breath, or stillness, if your energy is aligned, you are praying. What matters is not the form, but the frequency behind it. Devotion is frequency in motion. Devotion is not a one-time act. It is a vibrational lifestyle. It's the way you light a candle before meditating, the way you bless your food before eating, the way you place your hand on your heart when you're overwhelmed. Devotion is not obligation. It is love made tangible, a rhythm of reverence woven into the everyday. The sacred is not far away. You do not need to climb mountains to find the sacred. You do not need to chant in ancient tongues or memorize scripture. The sacred is here, in the warmth of your tea, in the space between your thoughts, in the tears that rise when you remember something deeper than words, in the choice to forgive, in the silence of witnessing a sunrise. The sacred is not found. It is felt. It is not earned. It is received. Frequency-based prayer practices. You can begin now, wherever you are. Try one of these ways to vibrate into sacred connection. 1. Whisper gratitude. Speak softly or in your mind. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this body. Thank you for the lesson hidden in this moment. Gratitude elevates your field instantly. It is one of the purest frequencies of sacred remembrance. 2. Breath as offering. Inhale, I receive. Exhale, I release. This becomes your breath prayer, a rhythm of devotion without a single word. 3. Light visualization. Close your eyes. Visualize a golden or white light entering your body. Say, I align with the highest frequency of love and truth. Let the light move through you. Let it cleanse, awaken, restore. 4. Sacred questioning. Ask the divine a question, not for answers, but for vibrational alignment. What would love do here? How can I be of service today? What am I being invited to remember? Then listen, not with your mind, with your presence. True devotion requires no audience. Some of your most sacred moments will happen in secret. When you cry on the floor, asking for clarity. When you kneel beside your bed in quiet surrender. When you say thank you to the moon. When you place flowers on your altar and feel tears rise. These moments don't look spiritual, but they're vibrational offerings. And they are seen, always seen, by the field, by the source, by your own soul, aligning with the sacred in a secular world. In a culture of noise, speed, and metrics, devotion becomes revolution. To move with intention, to speak with reverence, to pause before choosing. This is not weakness. It is power with roots in the eternal. Let others rush. You return. Let others perform. You align. Let others forget. You remember the frequency of the sacred and embody it. Sacred doesn't mean perfect. You will forget. You will lose your center. You will pray and feel nothing sometimes. That's okay. Devotion is not about feeling something all the time. It's about returning again and again to what matters most. The sacred does not judge your lapses. It simply waits, softly, faithfully, without condition, for you to open again. And when you do, your frequency sings. Let life be your temple. Make every act a ritual. Washing your face equals anointing. Cooking equals alchemy. Walking equals pilgrimage. Listening equals offering. Loving equals prayer. You don't need to add anything to your life. You only need to change the vibration behind what you're already doing. That is sacred living. That is devotional frequency. You were not born to follow someone else's path to the divine. You were born to walk your own frequency, with reverence, with presence, with truth. You are the altar. You are the light. You are the prayer. You are the song. And when you remember that, you stop seeking. You start vibrating as the sacred that you already are. Final reminder. If you enjoyed this content, share it and subscribe to the channel. We release new videos every day to nourish your soul. May your journey be circular. May your presence be radiant. And may your frequency always lead you home.